Like all men, I'm also going through a midlife crisis. And what do you do when you go through a midlife crisis? You buy a sports car. So I'm also in the market looking for a sports car. The irony is, I don't drive much. I work from home. I'm kind of homebody, and I have a lot of hobbies that I spend time in. I'm here in my studio, movie theater, come workshop, come game room. I have a sim racing setup there with triple monitor, motion platform, a movie theater setup here. I have a small desk where I work from, and then of course a studio setup here. And then the other section is my woodworking workshop. I have a laser cutter, I have CNC machine, two 3D printers. So I spend a lot of time in my workshop and also a lot of time in yard work. I like to build the stuff. So my use of car is mostly to either Home Depot, Micro Center, Woodcraft, Rockler, all these places, and of course other chores that we do and errands we run. So I don't actually drive, but the most of driving I do is on my sim racing setup. I have a Highlander hybrid from 2023, which is a great car. We have a Sienna for family and an Odyssey for we have an up here. Of course, I can drive my Highlander around. A lot of folks would want to have the car, but you don't get that adrenaline rush when you drive that SUV around. So I'm looking at a sporty car now. Not just any sporty car. I have to look at a lot of practicalities as well. To kids, they're going to school, they have to go to college, so I cannot burn anything like more than 100K in a car and get some Porsche 911 or Corvette or something like that. So I'm not going there. Maybe after I retire when kids are on their own. But right now I'm looking at a sweet spot of around 50K, which I will feel comfortable with. And since I'm going to keep my Highlander either way, because I cannot just rely on a sports car, so it will be second car. Insurance piles up, taxes for the county and state counts up. So I have to keep that also in mind. It has to be very well balanced decision. Plus, I don't drive much. So the cars that I'm looking at, which kind of fit into this price point, and also you can get a lot of fun, are of course a lot of American muscle cars. Of course, Mustang is there, Camaro is there, Dodge Challenger is there. Then you can look at European cars, of course, Porsche and all those cars. A lot of question at this point. My favorite brand is BMW, but we used to live in Europe. So if I move to Europe tomorrow, the first car I will get it is from BMW. But I am not very comfortable with all European German cars in the US here because their maintenance do tend to become higher as compared to in Europe. So I'm not going there. I want to keep it in balance. So I have enough money for my other hobbies, as I said, VR, sim racing, all those things. So I would rather save that money and put into those hobbies as well. So it has to be balanced there. So the car, of course, as I said, so German cars are kind of out of German or European car at this point out of caution. Of course, you can go to Japanese car, and two of my favorite or three of my favorite cars are, of course, Supra, then GR86, Miata, and you can also look at Nissan. I looked at all those cars, and then there was another factor that one. So when I make decisions, I kind of look at I make different kind of filters and I go through them. So the first filter was 50K, around 50K. Now the second most important filter is that I have two kids, and with this car, as I said, I don't commute for work, so I'm not going to drive to my work all the time. Most of the time, like taking kids to places, which also means that I need a four-seater because two-seater will not work for me. It won't be practical. With the four-seater, we can even go on dinner together and other activities that we can do, fun activities, go to a lake and stuff like that. So four-seater is important, which kind of excludes two nice cars. Of course, Supra is kind of on the higher side, 70 or 80K. But that is my favorite car. Supra is out of kind of question at this point because of two-seater and also Miata. It's a beautiful, lovely car, but I cannot do two-seater. which leaves me with, of course, Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, and of course GR86. Now, I'm not a huge fan of muscle cars, and once again, next filter, I want to enjoy driving at a safe speed, at a legal speed. Also, I'm not looking at driving in the state line. I'm not doing dirt racing or drag racing. I am looking at having fun driving that car on curvy, wavy roads. So you can go at your pace, 30, 40, 50, and enjoy the driving experience. The challenge with these muscle cars like Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, first of all, Camaro and Challenger, I think they are going to get discontinued. They will move to EVs. We'll talk about why I'm not a huge fan of EVs later on. I'm tech. All about technology, but not a huge fan of EVs. The current breed of EVs, to be clear. So the problem with these muscle cars is that they can go really fast in a straight line, but they are not that good on wavy roads. They're heavy, their engines are powerful. I test drove a Mustang. I did not feel that kick, because to be able to enjoy a Mustang, you really have to go fast. You cannot enjoy it in a slow pace, because for some reason, I may be totally wrong, but I do a lot of sim racing. You don't get the kind of feedback from the steering wheel when you're turning the wheel. It's very dry, it's very dull. So it's not a fun driving on wavy curvy road. I mean, of course, any car can be fun. I can have fun with Highlander as well, but when I was driving it, I noticed that to really enjoy Mustang, you have to go fast. I have kind of excluded Camaro and Challenger because of the fact that I don't know what future holds for them. Nissan Z is also out of question, because when you compare the car that I've chosen, it doesn't perform that well. I don't like the look and feel, they're sharp looks. So that is also excluded, which leaves me to also, that is my favorite car because of the look, and also I like this brand a lot, which is Toyota GR86. Now, Toyota, they are known for their reliability. You cannot beat that. And their engineering is also very well tested, tried and tested. So I test drove two GR86s. One was manual and one was automatic. And after driving these cars, looking at all the options, I have narrowed down on GR86 automatic. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you folks will say, hey, it's a sports car, so why don't you get manual? There was a time when these automatic technologies were not that refined, were not that advanced. And I also do sim racing, and with sim racing, I use either paddles to switch gear or sequential shifter, notch edge pattern shifter, because that leads to a lot of lag by the time you are shifting gear, and also you can go in the wrong gear. It takes a lot of time. So if I can get a sequential shifter without clutch, then I can do that. But I really don't want to deal with the pain that comes with clutch and edge pattern shifter. Now, once again, it's subject to a lot of folks who like it, they will love it. But I'm not going to drive it on tracks. I'm going to drive it on normal streets in a safe manner, and I may drive into DC. And I really don't want that stress that, you know what, I am driving into this DC traffic or evening traffic or morning traffic, and now my leg hurts, my hands hurts because I'm just changing gear. A lot of folks once again will say, hey, this is how you are interacting with car. True, I don't contest that, but different people, they have different points of interactions. You can enjoy a sailboat where you have to do everything manually. You can also enjoy a speedboat. They offer different kind of fun. Just because you are changing the gear does not mean you're engaging with the car. The most engagement of the car is steering wheel, what kind of feedback you get from it. When you turn at the corners, that is the engagement, not that 1 millisecond that you take to change a gear. You can get that fun with an automatic as well, because modern automatic cars, especially if you look at Mustang GT or if you look at GR86, they come with a manual mode. So you can put the car in the manual mode, and now you can change the gears manually. You can keep the car in second gear, third gear as you want, and the computer will decide when to shift the gear depending on it. If it feels that, hey, this is not safe for the car, you're going to go over the RPMs, or you may stall. So it will take over and change the gear for you without having to either worry about damaging the engine or stalling the car. So you get the best of both worlds. I drove automatic and I enjoyed the experience because I drove it in manual mode, put the manual mode on, change the gear as you wish, and you enjoy on the road. So you get best of both worlds. I'm not going to do drag racing where I care about a few milliseconds. I know a lot of Tesla folks, they like that 0 to 60 acceleration, but that is something you enjoy for a few seconds. You want to enjoy the whole driving experience. With automatic, I don't have to worry about stressing about the traffic. I don't have to worry about hills. I can enjoy driving. I can go into DC, I can go on a highway, I can go up on the hills, and I can always switch to manual mode and enjoy the manual driving as well. And it has pedals, so I'm so used to pedals on my sim racing setup. I don't have to worry about clutch, which also means the wear and tear is less because you're not manual, and you also avoid money shift, where you end up damaging your gears. So I like the manual mode a lot. So I like this automatic one a lot with the manual mode. So that is the decision I have taken. GR86 automatic premium, which comes with manual mode, so you get best of both worlds. Now my question to you is that, are you also in this stage, or you have been through this stage and you got a sports car? Which car you chose? Why you chose this car? What are your thoughts about GR86 automatic? And also share your thoughts about my whole opinion of moving to automatic versus manual. Also, if you look at all the high-end sports cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, they don't come in manual mode. They all come in automatic mode with manual shift. Of course, you cannot compare their automatic with GR86, but when I drove it, it is very well refined. So talk about your thoughts, and and let's see what you have to say. And thanks for watching, and see you again after work in the next video.